One thing you should know about me is that I am not only a reader, but I'm also a collector and kind of a hoarder. I love books, but lately I've realized there are some books on my TBR that I have no intention of reading, but I still have them. So today, we're gonna talk about these books. Why are books so heavy? Hi, hello, and welcome everybody to a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about books on my TBR, or technically they're not on my TBR, that I will never be reading, ever. If you have different opinions, please convince me why I should read any of these books that I will be talking about. I have different reasons for all of them, and I will now let you into the depths of my head and tell you why I will never be reading these. This is just my personal opinion. But I think we can get started with talking about these books. So the first thing that you should know is that I bought these books with the intention of reading them, but the longer I have them, the less desire I have to actually read these books. Some of them I bought specifically for videos, others I bought because I have a special interest in Greek mythology. You'll see when we get to that point. There is a reason why I bought these, and then there is also a reason why I'm never gonna read them. So let's start with the first two books. These are self-help books. I once made a video talking and reading about self-help books and seeing if they would change my life. Spoiler alert, they really didn't change my life because most self-help books don't work for me, since like autistic brain doesn't really work the way the other brains do. But otherwise, I have good vibes, good life, and ikigai here. These are like, this is some Japanese way of living life happy and long, and this is just living happy and seeing joy everywhere. I'm never gonna read these, except for if I ever make like a second one of those self-help books reading things, because I just don't enjoy self-help books. They just make me feel worse about myself. This is a no for me, because this is not my genre that I usually read, and I just bought them for a video, and yeah. And then next is the special interest of Greek mythology. I have the Iliad and the Odyssey here, and I will never read these. I have a friend who recently said that she loved reading these. That was the same friend who also said that she loved reading Dune, which that's really good for her. It's just not my kind of book. I'm pretty sure both of these books are great works of literature. My knowledge of both of these books comes from Wikipedia and several movies and other books, because honestly, I don't think I would have fun reading these. These are just for decoration. They have their own shelf above my bed. That's where they are. That's where they're chilling, and I'm not reading them. Another book that is just for decoration and purely that is this. This book is called Botanical Curses and Poisons. It is essentially just a book with every single poisonous plant that I think is native to North America. That's what this book is. It's a coffee table book. It looks beautiful. I have absolutely no idea where I bought it because it's just an encyclopedia about flowers. But I have it, and if I ever have a coffee table, this is gonna be the book that lays on top of the coffee table to just look pretty. So if there's ever like an apocalypse and I need to poison people, I got this. But I will never read it because you can't read it. It's an encyclopedia. So next up to the books that you can actually read. Well, you could have read the other ones as well, but we have a classic. We have Frankenstein. This is the Owl Crate edition of Frankenstein that they sent out with their regular subscription boxes like a while ago when I still had this subscription box. And I've never had an interest in Frankenstein. I don't think I will ever read this book. There is absolutely no chance of me reading it. I don't even know why it's still on my TBR. I am not sure if I could just cross it out of there and be like, I will never read this. I have it, but I won't read it. I'm never gonna read Frankenstein. I'm just not interested in it. Going to the books that you probably know. These are not classic. These are just regular, mostly fantasy books, some romance books. We'll just see. So first, this, Mysteries of Thorn Manor. This is the kind of novella that is for Sorcery of Thorns, which I didn't enjoy much, okay? This was a book that I thought was meh. And then I bought this because I thought, why not? And then as it got here, I was like, this is a tiny book. Why is it so small? I thought this was a regular sized book. It's tiny. I have zero interest in reading this because I don't remember anything that happened in Sorcery of Thorns. So I would have to read Sorcery of Thorns again, which I didn't like much, to understand this. But I just won't do that. I just won't do it, so this will be on my TBR for forever and ever. I don't even know why I didn't like Sorcery of Thorns. I just know that I will not be reading this ever. A book that I have very strong feelings about is next. A Touch of Malice. I don't have strong feelings about this book. I have more of a distaste towards the entire series. This is technically a Persephone and Hades retelling, and something I didn't like about these was that they were extremely repetitive. Granted, I read those when I wasn't really in my dark romance phase yet, so maybe I would enjoy these more now, but as far as I can remember, they were so extremely repetitive that they would have an argument and then they would make up. And then they would have an argument and they would make up. It was so boring because nothing happened in the plot. The arguments were the only thing that was keeping this book going. And this is the third book. So I gave it 2 books before I decided that I was never going to finish this series. And I never will. I absolutely never will finish this series. And that's completely fine with me. Moving on to another fantasy series that I will never ever finish in my life. This is Crush. Crush is the second book in the Crave series. Crave is essentially Twilight but add dragon shifters, okay? So it's kind of fun, but I feel like I'm too old for this, okay? I liked Twilight when I was 12. And now that I'm about to turn 24, like not right now, but sooner-ish, 24, it's just a no. And also this book starts with the amnesia trope, and I was just like done. I was like, okay, this is a series that I didn't love as much and it starts with amnesia, like no, I'm out. I'm not going there. This is not happening. Not with me. Not on my watch. We're leaving soon and we're running away because no, this might actually be good. Like this might be fun, but I will not put myself through this. I will not put myself through the amnesia trope. I just won't. Next up, we have a book that is romance. It is Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I'm just telling you this now. I will never read this. I have absolutely no interest in this. I ordered this. I have no idea why, by the way. I think it was on sale, actually. I just don't want to read it. I have no idea, no clue what this is about. It says after serving 5 years in prison for a tragic mistake, Kenna returns to the town where it all went wrong, hoping to reunite with her 4-year-old daughter. But the bridges Kenna burned are proving impossible to rebuild. Everyone in her daughter's life is determined to shut Kenna out, no matter how hard she works to prove herself. It doesn't sound bad, but I have no interest in reading it. Absolutely zero interest. The cover is not really speaking to me. It looks weird. I have no idea what's going on. I just don't want to. I just don't want to read it. But again, if any of these are your favorites, convince me wrong. Convince me that I'm wrong. Until then, I will not be reading this. Next up is maybe an unpopular book opinion. And I know that my best friend is gonna kill me for this. And I'm sorry. I am sorry for it, but it's Lady Midnight. And Lady Midnight, in this case, is kind of standing for the entire Shadowhunter's world. I read the Mortal Instruments until like maybe the last book. I didn't read the last one. And then I read the Infernal Devices completely, and I didn't like either. I'm just gonna say I didn't like any book by Cassandra Clare that I've read so far, which is mostly because of the stupid love triangles. I just really don't want to read more of her books. I've never been really interested in them. I like the world sometimes, but also I don't like the characters. And my friend told me that these books are probably more up my alley and that I would probably enjoy specifically this series a lot, but I just cannot bring myself to read them. I don't know why. I've had it for years. I bought this book when I was 16. I've had this book for almost 8 years and I've never read it. I've said it. I don't know what I will do about this. It's just a fact. Next up, we have The Bone Witch, specifically the entire Bone Witch series. I bought these books as a special edition, and I learned a lesson that I will never ever again buy special editions of books that I have absolutely no clue what they're about, even though they're pretty. They are pretty. Like, we can't say anything about the prettiness of this book. It's gorgeous. However, I hated it. I DNF'd this book halfway through because I thought, no, it was boring, nothing was going on. So I still have book 2 and 3 somewhere on my shelf, and I will never finish the series just because I really don't want to, and I doubt it's gonna get better. And then I have a big book that I was so excited to read, and then the longer I thought about this book and the concept of this book, the more I was like, ugh, no, it's just never gonna happen. And that is Empire of the Vampire. And a lot of people have told me that this book is good, but the more people tell me it's good, the more I mistrust them. I don't know why. I don't know why I have such a deep hatred towards this book. It's probably gonna be good. I tried to read it once, and after the first 2 pages I was like, nope, that's not happening. So fun. Never gonna read this because why would I? It is vampires, which I actually like. Obviously, I like vampires. They're like my favorite mythical creature ever. It also looks like so much work, right? It's just so much work and I don't even want to read it. So it would just be torture all the way through because it's ingrained in my brain that I don't want to read it. So I just won't change my mind about it. I cannot change my mind about it. And with that, we're already at the last book. This was quick, okay? But this is a big one. Zodiac Academy. I tried. I really tried. I've heard people say that this is like a spicy fantasy series that is going to be like epic and cool and people love it. I read 2 books of this. This is the first book just like as a symbol for the rest of the series because I have the first 3 books somewhere back there. But this is the first book symbolizing that I will never finish the series because I have absolutely zero interest in it. Yeah, I think that's it. The Zodiac Academy kind of reminds me of an adult version of the Crave series that I held up earlier. It's similar with the different kind of species that are in this school and they're all learning. The first book was kind of like bully romance-ish. Then we have these 2 twins that I cannot tell apart. Like both of the twins are just one person to me and I hate it. I don't like it. I have no idea what's going on. I read 2 books and I still have no idea what's going on. I will never be finishing this series. I just have absolutely zero interest in it. Just no. Well, wasn't this an unhealthily negative video? Now, I know this video is a little bit on the shorter side and I'm kind of sorry for this, but I'm currently pre-recording. By the time you're seeing this video, I am already in Florida. I'm in Florida right now. Not right now, but for you right now, I'm in Florida. I'm going with my family because all the women in my family decided we're gonna go on a huge family vacation together last year for my cousin's bachelorette party. It's not really a bachelorette party, but that's the purpose that we're using for it, and it's fun. So yeah, I hope you're having an awesome day, and I will see you for the next video that I make. Bye! I don't even know why I have all these books and why I don't get rid of them. I don't know if I just take them off my TBR. What do I do? What's the right thing to do here? I don't know. I really don't know. But I don't want to read those. I just don't. But I also don't want to get rid of them because I'm a hoarder. And my tiny little autistic brain is like, you're keeping those. Those are your treasures. Forever. I really need therapy. Anyway, bye!